There comes a moment in every man's life when he must choose, not between right and wrong, not between success and failure, but between ownership and slavery. Not the kind bound by chains or walls, but the kind forged in thought. Because the battlefield isn't out there. It never was. It's in here, the mind. You either master your mind or it masters you. And when it does, it doesn't whisper. It dominates, it doubts, it delays, it convinces you to settle, to shrink, to justify a smaller life with clever excuses. I'm too old. I'm not ready. It's not the right time. Those aren't facts. Those are chains. Circumstance is the default ruler of the undisciplined mind. It will script your life for you, handing you poverty instead of prosperity, worry instead of wisdom, regret instead of legacy. But hear this now. The most dangerous force in your life is your own untrained thoughts. That's why those who rise, truly rise, don't wait for perfect conditions. They become the condition. They don't react to the storm, they become the storm. History doesn't remember the passive. It remembers the defiant. Edison, working by candlelight while others slept. Lincoln, losing election after election and still returning to the fire. Carnegie, starting with nothing and daring to envision everything. These men didn't master success first. They mastered the battlefield within, and then success followed. Not by accident, but by law. You want freedom? Start here. Take control of your focus, because whatever dominates your attention builds your future. If you feed fear, it grows. If you feed doubt, it spreads. But if you feed discipline, vision, purpose, you become unshakable. See, the mind is not your enemy. It is your servant. But only when you lead. You must tell it what to believe. You must program it with intention, repetition, conviction. That's how beliefs are born. That's how empires rise. Not in the marketplace, not in the gym, not in the bank, but in the unseen space where thoughts become laws and laws become reality. Don't envy men who look powerful. Become the man who is powerful, because he controls the one thing the world cannot touch, his mind. You're not broken, you're undisciplined. You're not unlucky, you're unfocused. And the moment you stop surrendering your power to moods, to news, to other people's opinions, that is the moment you stop living like a slave. Mastery doesn't come in a flash. It's forged in the furnace of daily decisions. Every morning, you either rise to command your mind or you let it command you. You choose discipline or you default to chaos. There is no in-between. The world doesn't care what you meant to do. It only rewards what you did. Do you think greatness is born from comfort? It's carved in discomfort, molded by pressure, and sharpened by repetition. That's why most people stay stuck. Not because they're weak, but because they wait. They wait to feel ready, to feel inspired, to feel strong. And by waiting, they waste their strength. They trade potential for permission. But the man who masters his mind doesn't wait. He decides, and his decision becomes law. When fear creeps in, he speaks back with certainty. When doubt shows up, he answers with clarity. Not because he never feels afraid, but because he refuses to be ruled by it. That's the code. Discipline is not denial, it is direction. When you master your thoughts, you're not ignoring reality, you're bending it. You're bending it toward purpose, toward vision, toward the man you were created to become. But understand this, mastery is lonely. The crowd will call you obsessive, too intense. Why do you get up so early? Why do you push so hard? Because they don't see what you see. They don't feel the fire you feel, and they won't until it's too late, until they're watching you live the life they once dreamed of. Don't chase approval, chase alignment. Don't look around for validation. Look inward for confirmation. If your vision is clear, if your purpose is pure, then your path is already paved. You just have to walk it, and keep walking it when it's hard, when it's quiet, when no one claps. That's where power is born, in solitude, in silence, in sacrifice. Because every time you choose discipline over distraction, every time you say no to the easy road, you reclaim another inch of your mind, and inch by inch, you become unstoppable. Not because life got easier, but because you got harder to break. The man who masters his mind is not fearless. He is faithful. Faithful to a standard no one else sees. Faithful to a calling no one else hears. And that quiet loyalty to something bigger than comfort, that's what separates kings from cowards. So the next time life throws confusion, doubt, failure, betrayal, remember, it's not the storm that defines you. It's how you show up in the storm. Not reactive, not emotional, but anchored. But the world doesn't reward intention. It rewards execution. And execution only happens when your mind becomes your commander, not your captor. The man who masters his mind is the one who walks into chaos and remains composed, who stares into the eyes of doubt and says, "You don't own me." He's not governed by opinion. He's not paralyzed by failure. He understands something most never will. That pain is not punishment, it's preparation. That adversity isn't an obstacle, it's instruction. That delay isn't denial, it's divine redirection. Circumstance is the silent thief of dreams for the undisciplined, but for the man who has trained his mind, every circumstance becomes clay in his hands. He molds it, shapes it, turns even loss into leverage, rejection into reason, suffering into steel. Most people wait for the world to change. The rare few change themselves, then change the world. They don't react. They respond. They don't wish. They work. They don't hope for better conditions. They create them. This isn't about willpower. It's about identity. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the strength of your systems. And the strongest system of all is a fortified, focused, fearless mind. So don't ask, what if I fail? Ask, what if I never try? Don't ask, when will I be ready? Ask, what would the man I'm meant to be do right now? Because the man who masters his mind, he never begs the world for mercy. He becomes the kind of man the world cannot ignore.